May 23, 1985 marked one of the darkest days in aviation history, the day Air India Flight 812 faced a catastrophic fate. On that fateful morning, Air India Flight 812 prepared for what was supposed to be a routine transatlantic journey from Montreal to London. The aircraft, a Boeing 747, was a marvel of modern aviation, designed to comfortably ferry hundreds across continents. On board were 298 souls, passengers eager to reach destinations, meet loved ones, or perhaps embark on adventures unknown. Each seat filled, each story unique, the aircraft buzzed with the low hum of anticipation and routine pre-flight activities. As the engines roared to life, little did anyone anticipate that this very flight would soon be remembered not for the connections it was meant to forge, but for the tragic imprint it would leave on the annals of aviation history. Little did the passengers know their journey would etch a permanent mark on aviation safety protocols. As Flight 812 soared over the Atlantic, tranquility masked the looming peril. The aircraft, a well-maintained Boeing 747, had left the bustling airport filled with passengers eager to reach their destinations. The weather was clear, with a gentle breeze that promised a smooth journey ahead. The cockpit was helmed by seasoned professionals, Captain Anil Gupta and his co-pilot, Ravi Malhotra. Both pilots were experienced aviators, known for their meticulous attention to detail and a deep respect for the protocols of flight. The departure had been routine, punctuated by the usual checks and balances that define modern air travel. As the plane ascended, the flight crew went through their checklist with precision, ensuring that every system was functioning as expected. The passengers settled in, some drifting to sleep, others immersing themselves in books or movies, unaware of the thread of fate that was slowly unraveling. The initial hours of the flight passed without incident. The aircraft hummed through the skies, its engines a steady heartbeat against the quiet murmur of conversations and the occasional laughter of children. From the flight deck, the pilots monitored their instruments, occasionally exchanging routine updates with air traffic control. The atmosphere was calm, almost serene. But as they approached the midway point of their journey, subtle changes began to occur. The air pressure fluctuated slightly, a common enough occurrence, but one that Captain Gupta noted with a seasoned eye. He adjusted the controls, a small frown creasing his brow as he discussed the readings with co-pilot Malhotra. They decided to maintain their altitude, consulting the weather radar for any signs of unexpected turbulence. Unbeknownst to them, deep within the bowels of the aircraft, a catastrophic failure was brewing. A fault in one of the electrical systems, undetected by the sensors, was escalating. Wires heated silently, inching closer to the point of no return. Then, in a moment, everything changed. An explosion tore through the aircraft. An explosion at high altitude is every air traveler's nightmare, and it became a reality for the souls aboard Flight 812. As the aircraft cruised serenely at 35,000 feet, a sudden catastrophic explosion tore through the cargo hold. Unbeknownst to the passengers and crew, a bomb, meticulously hidden among the luggage, detonated with devastating force. The blast was violent and immediate. It ruptured the aircraft's fuselage, creating a gaping hole through which the merciless winds howled. The structural integrity of the plane was compromised in seconds, transforming a previously stable flight into a desperate struggle for survival. The cabin pressure plummeted, pulling the breathable air into the thin, freezing atmosphere outside. Oxygen masks dropped. Pandemonium ensued as passengers and crew scrambled amidst the chaos. Inside the cockpit, alarms blared relentlessly, painting a grim picture for the pilots. The control panels flickered, overloaded by the sudden shift in flight dynamics. Systems critical to keeping the aircraft aloft were either damaged or entirely inoperative. The pilots, grasping the gravity of their situation, worked feverishly. They attempted to stabilize the aircraft, their hands moving swiftly over controls that no longer responded as expected. Despite their extensive training and the immediate execution of emergency protocols, the situation grew increasingly dire. Every attempt to regain a semblance of control seemed futile as the damaged aircraft continued its rapid descent. The pilots fought desperately to regain control, but the damage was beyond human capability to correct. What followed the explosion was a tragic descent, ending in the waters of the Atlantic. As the aircraft met its somber fate, the ocean surface was disrupted momentarily by the remnants of what had once been a vessel of hopeful passengers. Rescue teams were dispatched almost immediately, their sirens piercing through the solemn atmosphere. Ships and helicopters dotted the horizon, racing against time to locate any survivors. The international response was swift and comprehensive. Countries from across the globe sent their condolences and support, extending hands of solidarity in the face of such a catastrophic event. Teams of divers and recovery specialists plunged into the chilling depths, tasked with the harrowing job of retrieving wreckage and, most heartbreakingly, the passengers who had perished. Each day, the shorelines bore witness to the grim reality as bodies were brought to land. Forensic experts worked meticulously, using every tool at their disposal to identify the victims. It was a painstaking process, each identification bringing a closure to waiting families, yet reopening the wounds of loss. Amidst the chaos, personal stories emerged, tales of dreams unfulfilled, of families torn apart, and of the sheer randomness with which tragedy strikes. These narratives painted a human face on the disaster, reminding everyone of the fragility of life. As the days turned into weeks, the intense flurry of activity gradually subsided. The world watched, mourned, and slowly began to move forward. Yet for the families of the 329 souls aboard, life paused, forever marked by absence. The sea, silent and vast, became a somber resting place for the 329 lives lost. In the wake of the disaster, the world demanded answers. The loss of Air India Flight 812 in 1985 triggered a massive international investigation, spearheaded by Canadian authorities. It was a complex web of inquiries, spanning several countries and involving countless experts in aviation, forensics, and explosives. Investigators began by meticulously gathering pieces from the Atlantic, where the aircraft met its tragic end. Each fragment of debris told a part of the story, revealing the violent nature of the explosion that brought down the plane. The analysis was painstaking. Every shred of metal, every distorted piece of fuselage was examined to piece together the sequence of events that led to the catastrophe. As the physical evidence was being compiled, intelligence inputs started to paint a broader picture. Communications intercepts, witness statements, and prior threats were all scrutinized. This multifaceted approach was crucial in understanding not just the how, but the why behind the incident. The breakthrough came when experts confirmed that the explosion was caused by a bomb located in the cargo hold. The nature of the blast, the residue found on the wreckage, and the pattern of the destruction left little doubt about the use of an explosive device. This finding was a pivotal moment in the investigation, shifting the focus towards identifying those responsible. The evidence eventually pointed to a group of Sikh extremists. This connection was made through a combination of intelligence tracking, analysis of the group's past activities, and forensic evidence linking materials used in the bomb to known associates of the group. It was a sobering conclusion that highlighted a premeditated act of terror. This conclusion not only provided answers but also pointed to glaring security failures. The fact that a bomb could be smuggled aboard a commercial airliner exposed significant vulnerabilities in airport security protocols, propelling a global overhaul of aviation safety measures. The tragedy of Flight 812 thus became a dark milestone in the annals of aviation history, one that reshaped policies and procedures in the skies. From tragedy often comes change, necessary to prevent future sorrow. The catastrophic incident of Air India Flight 812 in 1985 was a turning point that led to significant changes in aviation safety worldwide. The shockwaves sent by this tragedy reverberated through the corridors of aviation authorities globally, prompting a swift re-evaluation of existing safety protocols. One of the most immediate changes was the implementation of more rigorous baggage checks. Previously, baggage screening processes were not uniform and often lacked the depth required to detect contraband or explosive materials. Post-incident airports around the world adopted more sophisticated scanning technologies, ensuring that every piece of luggage boarding an aircraft was thoroughly checked. In addition to enhanced baggage security, there was a significant overhaul in airport security measures. Security checks became more comprehensive. Personnel were trained to perform detailed inspections and behavioral analysis to spot potential threats. This also included the deployment of more advanced surveillance equipment within airport premises, which helped monitor and mitigate suspicious activities. Furthermore, the incident led to the introduction of new policies specifically designed for international flights. These included stricter identity verification procedures, more detailed passenger manifests, and reinforced cockpit security to prevent unauthorized access. These measures, though born from a place of profound loss and reflection, have sculpted a new era in travel safety. They serve not only as a barrier against threats, but also as a constant reminder of the lives that were tragically lost. These measures are a testament to the lives lost, ensuring their legacy is a safer sky for future travelers. Though years have passed, the echoes of Flight 812 continue to resonate in the corridors of aviation history. This incident has left an indelible mark, not only on the annals of aviation, but also in the hearts of those who lost their loved ones. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the paramount importance of safety in the skies. The relentless pursuit of safer aviation practices is a tribute to those lost, ensuring their memories lead to enduring enhancements in security measures. As we navigate through the skies, let us not forget the lessons carved from the darkest of days.